this clash made me a lot of good money. The financial beef war of 2025.
There's no beef war, bro. I feel you.
The financial beef.
How much you make off that?
I don't like to disclose numbers.
You're a smart man. I ain't mad at you.
I don't
I
think
ain't mad
that's
at you.
right.
Listen, I was mad at you for doing it, and Joe too when he did it.
Why were y'all mad at us?
But I will say, when I did my calculation for what I thought the AdSense could be, I'm like, I'm not mad at you. I can't be mad at you.
Why is it y'all ended up beefing? Like, what was?
There was no beef. It was
whatever
a
y'all
disagreement. There was a clash of personality and maybe egos at a time. But the interesting part, because this gets blocked, I know you hear this all the time too, like, well, other races don't do this. And I'm like, well, Bill Ackman had a fucking fight on CNBC about the value of Herbalife and if it was a quality company. Like, it happens in every genre of business, but a lot of times with men, when you combine money, ego, Q-score, fame, there's going to be a clash, especially if things have not been seen eye to eye. Because normally the person who is attacked tries to attack even harder, and it creates a cycle. So that's why I asked, even with you and Savon, like, I remember when you were shooting, then you would say something back. So it becomes a never-ending cycle. That's why a lot of times in a lot of that drama, I just try and be quiet about it.
You wasn't quiet, though. There's a time you gotta talk about it. I think you said, pay me back my loan. You said...
But even with the instance, because I talked to Trap, when Trap called me maybe 3 weeks ago, he knew I wasn't talking about him.
Okay.
And whether he says that publicly or not, it don't matter to me. Because my character is to not... If I know... Everyone on that show knows who I was saying pay my money back to. It wasn't him.
Okay.
And there's no money in the drama. That's the other part. Like, maybe on the AdSense side, it may be good. But for us, we were just talking about this on a pod. Like, in order to elevate to certain spaces, I will say in 2020, us not getting along, it cost us a deal on daytime TV.
What type of deal? Like,
there's no money, a TV deal. TV deal. There's no money in drama. And that's why I always say anybody who's engaging in long form drama is usually because the business is not right, or they're personally not happy with themselves. So
guess I gotta go to therapy. All right.
Have you been to therapy?
I think all of us is like so niche. So The Sopranos, I was like, I need a therapist. Yeah.
For what reason?
What, you think I'm like the narcissist that use therapy?
No, I'm just asking.
I think it's good to have somebody to talk to. I think it's good. It's not a bad thing. Are you in therapy or anything?
It's a very good thing. Yeah, I've been pro therapy for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm pro coaching, pro therapy, pro consulting.
Pro all that consulting. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was. I don't think it benefits y'all much to beef. I don't think
it's a net negative.
Yeah. Like Aristotle going back and forth with y'all, I felt like it wasn't really much there. And I think the reason is like Earn Your Leisure, you guys, the pioneers of this space, usually take the position that y'all were the first in the field. Do you think that's the case?
I'll let the people decide that. I really don't give a fuck about that, to be honest. Because you can make the argument, if we're going to talk purely investing in stocks, Bonawyn was the first person who was on CNBC. That was in 2009. That's why I have reverence for him. So I think when history is written, I don't think it can be denied the impact that I've had in the stock market and how many people began investing because of me. And then how many people have learned business strategies from their show. I think that's undeniable. But
I said this on my channel. I feel like you guys should have done like an investment challenge. I think that would have been dope. Like $10,000, see who earns the most.
It would be a great idea. But then if you don't like me, I don't want to do anything in collaboration at that point. It's like, for what?
So Aristotle and Wall Street Driver don't like you? I thought that would have been cool.
It would have been cool. And I'm not saying that they don't like me, but if the consideration is, if a person doesn't like me 1%, there's no reason to collab. Like I said, I don't have an issue with either one. Trap just called me 3 weeks ago. We talked. But I'm not into the messy drama. Like, a lot of times people do that stuff for certain reasons, and I'm not, given where we are from, and the other part is like the blessings that we've been afforded, especially for me through the market and what my family has sacrificed. I didn't learn all this shit and get this aptitude for investing to then have public discourse and drama with people.
Yeah.
Like, for what?
Especially if you get money, I doubt there's drama to be had, right?
It shouldn't be,
Yeah.
but that goes back to the male fragility, the ego, wanting to be seen in a certain light, to be respected. Because at the end of the day, there's an admiration that is equal across the board. And oftentimes, like, if a person feels rejected, they may not know how to handle that.
Yeah, I assume at some point there'll be some new player in the field that just starts taking shots at all of y'all, but
and bless them too,
like the new cartel.
But even with that, it's like, what's the point of taking shots if you can put your money into the market?
Clicks, retention, views, those types of things.
It's not worth that much money.
Yeah.
But like, okay, the highest viewed video that if it's against me would be what?
100,000 maybe?
That's not a lot of money. You'll make more money just purely talking about the market than you would taking shots at me about the market. Hell, you should even just you should DM me, hey, Ian, give me 4 stocks, and be like, look what Ian dumbass did. He gave me 4 stocks to invest in. I'm going to take you through a journey and see how it works. And if it works, now you have that money and the AdSense money. There's very little money in drama.
That's a good idea.
So one of y'all DM me.